off on my motorbiking travels again, this time to one of my favourite and often most frustrating places in the world, Eastern Europe. It's October, we've left it a bit late for the weather, but I feel I must experience this amazing route one more time before the tide of Western capitalism takes over completely. As always, I'm joined by my cameraman Steve and ever-faithful sound recordist Sean, who as well as a foil or often cause of my ever-changing moods, is as usual guiding us on our journey. We're riding some 2,000 kilometres from eastern Germany to Poland, back to the Czech Republic, across Slovakia and into Hungary, and journey's end, the stunning city of Budapest. This is the story of riding a motorcycle and every emotion that I possess to complete one of the strangest yet most fascinating motorcycle rides. Welcome to Riding Eastern Europe. Well, we're about 300 kilometres into the trip and my MZ-1000 Street Fighter is behaving itself and the sunshine seems relentless. We've left Colditz behind us and are heading for Dresden. Our first problem on entering this ancient city is to find a place to crash the night, but our first port of call doesn't bode well.
No room at the inn.
Doing nothing.
Well, I haven't got any room. Well, they certainly haven't got 3 rooms, and they were really quite unhelpful.
I don't quite know what to do really, because it's Saturday night in Dresden. We were supposed to be here last night and had some rooms booked. I don't think we'll get a room on a Saturday night. Well, there's nothing for it but to get back in the van and try the hotel we were supposed to be in last night. Confused? Well, they certainly are. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Guten Tag. Sprechen Sie English? Hello.
Listen to him.
I have a reservation number, but I think it was from last night. The name is Henry Cole.
No, the name is Sean Smith, not Henry Cole.
Yes. Would you have 3 single rooms for this evening? Fantastic. May I book those, please? 3 single rooms. Yes.
3 single. Cheaper than 3.
Just for one night. Okay.
He is good at all this, you know.
Do you have a swimming pool? Okay. Sauna. Okay, that'll be most adequate. Okay. Danken. I think maybe around 6 o'clock.
No, we won't. We'll be there before then.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
You're quite good at all that, aren't you, Sean? He is quite good at booking things. Guten Tag. Sprechen Sie English? Oh, great, excellent, mate. Yeah, now, I'm just wondering whether you had 2 rooms pronto, and then a third one, you know, with a swimming pool. Everywhere you go in the world, he asks for the rooms, and then he goes, "Have you got a swimming pool?" He never uses it. Right, good, okay, so this is the plan then, right?
Yeah.
The plan is lunch, because we're up for that, yeah. Then a quick shifty round Dresden.
Yeah.
And then we're off to the hotel that we should have been in last night. But we're in tonight. Perfect, Sean. Well done, fella. Let's go.
Cool.
As always, when you don't have a clue about the geography of any city, better to just follow the myriads of coaches and go from there. Well, since the wall came down, Dresden has attracted millions of tourists and it's undergoing a massive reformation, perhaps. And this is one of the things. This is the longest terrace in Europe. It's called the European Terrace, and it stretches for half a kilometre. And it was built in the 16th century to protect the city. Well, whether it did have the desired effect of protecting the inhabitants of the city, I know not, but the terrace does dominate the centre and gives a perfect viewing platform for the surrounding architectural delights, or just a spot of people watching. The old city of Dresden has also been part of the massive reconstruction programme. Just take a look at what a magnificent job they've done rebuilding this part of town. This is the Palace of Culture, and this whole building was built in 1969. But who would know? In fact, this whole area of the city, the Altmark Square and surrounding streets, was totally destroyed in 1945. But doesn't it look amazing today? Either way, Dresden has a real feeling of vibrance and energy about it, and in some strange way, this feeling of rejuvenation gives way to forgiveness. Dresden also has a fair plethora of restaurants to choose from, stretching along the banks of the River Elbe. Some Eastern European legacies, though, still live on. Well, this is all rather lovely. A little cafe by the River Elbe here in the centre of Dresden. A little bit of a word of advice, though. Please allow about 5 hours for lunch, because the service by the waiters and waitresses, God bless them, ain't that good. Mainly because there's only been 16 years between communism and capitalism, and in communist times, it didn't matter whether they served 1 table or 25. So the motto of the story is don't get stressed. Everything will come, they say, to he who waits. Walnut ice cream, that's lovely. Now, I always thought that Dresden was famous for the terrible things that happened in World War II, but it's also famous for being the forgotten capital of Europe for hundreds of years. Now, if you're in this part of the country, you've got to come to Dresden. It is a magical place. Always better to leave a party while you're still enjoying it, so we're off to find our hotel that Sean so eloquently booked. The sun is setting and the temperature is dropping. This is a time on a trip that I hate. I'm getting cold, I'm tired, and we're lost. Not good having all 3 emotions all together. The hotel is nowhere to be found, and everything is getting industrial. Suddenly, though, something hopeful comes into view, and emotionally just in time. At last! Well, no wonder we couldn't find the place. We were looking for a lovely little Bijou period hotel in the centre of Dresden. But actually, it's on an industrial estate. Well done, Sean. Well, that's a bit harsh. The boy's done well to sort us out with a room on a Saturday night, wherever it is. But I'm tired and emotional, or perhaps I'm just normal. The hotel, though, doesn't look bad. Well, I think we've had quite a good result, actually, today. Dresden's a great place. And it's amazing the restoration they're doing. And tomorrow, I have not a clue what we're doing. But hopefully we'll get some decent roads and I can go a little bit quicker than about 20 miles an hour behind a silver Previa. Do you know, I like this place already because it just seems to be really quiet. Now let's get here. And also it seems to be very cheap. Oh, that's not bad, is it? Well, if you're a dwarf, that's all right, isn't it? And there's your programme guide, which will be about as useful as a ferret with claustrophobia. Now, is that the Virgin Mary or the Mona Lisa? Sean.
Has it got any eyebrows?
No.
Then it's the Mona Lisa.
But did the Virgin Mary have eyebrows? And the Mona Lisa's had an eyebrow Brazilian.
Apparently she has ears, but I can never find them.
Ears, you say? What an absolute drivel. She hasn't got any ears. She's got long black hair. But she's got that enigmatic smile. I like the Germans, you know. Only because, you know, you look at Dresden, and I suddenly realised just riding the bike over to the hotel that it's really clean. Everyone sort of doesn't look as though they smell, you know, and there's no litter. Everyone's well turned out. It just makes the afternoon just go much better, really, rather than in England, where everyone's like me, unshaven, bedraggled, throw litter everywhere, basically not have any respect or kind of pride in their surroundings. Where here in Dresden, everyone loves it. Time for bed, Henry. You're boring us. Well, good morning from Dresden. I'll tell you what, we spent a great night here at the Land Hotel in Dresden. The weather's brilliant. You know, it's October and it's 21 degrees and set fair. So that's fantastic. But before we do anything, I better get some gas. So we're leaving Dresden. We're actually really doing a little short hop today to Görlitz, I think it's called, which is on the Polish-East German border. It's actually the place where the German tanks rolled into Poland. But anyway, it's supposed to be full of historical interest. Well, we're leaving Dresden on the 172, heading towards Görlitz. But it's Sunday, and everybody and their Fraulines are out on the road. It's not long before the traffic grinds to a halt, and there's no going anywhere. Perhaps they're all going to IKEA. One thing I haven't thought about is that I can't go down the lines of traffic because I have to stay with the camera car. Up on the motorway or on the traffic jam, so I thought I'd just nip down here and have a look at the views. I've no idea, well, firstly really where we are, and secondly anything about this town at all. It's called Pirna. It's on the River Elbe, which I guess this is, but it's beautiful. It is Sunday, so all the Germans are out having a good time. And why not in the sunshine? Pirna is a divine little town retaining a lot of its original medieval architecture. It was once considered the most important fortress town on the Elbe and successfully repelled an attack by the Swedes in 1639, but it was captured and partially destroyed by the Prussians in 1758, and in 1813 was even occupied by the French. Now, though, things are quiet and quaint here in Pirna, and thank God we've inadvertently stopped here for a little rest. It is absolutely lovely. And to make things even more delicious, there's a towpath that runs along the Elbe for over 20 kilometres, so you can just poodle along, avoiding the myriads of cyclists, and enjoy your very own sightseeing tour. Also along the towpath are these little watering holes where you can even imbibe as you soak up the Sunday sun. How civilised and how very German. Coffee's up, lads. This is what it's all about. Sunday in Pirna by the River Elbe. It's just great. It's obviously the place where everyone comes on their bicycles for a little Sunday perambulation. I can't believe I'm in Eastern Germany. It feels more like Italy or South France. Beautiful day. And also it just feels safe, and it's for families, and it's all just terribly lovely. Well, I could stay here forever, but as always, we're way behind schedule, and even though the towpath was a great little unexpected departure from our route, getting back on the right road is proving difficult. After a few stops to read the map, moan at Sean and ruminate how late we are, we eventually get on the right mountain road, which takes us right down to just about the border town of Görlitz. Well, it would have taken us all the way if we hadn't decided to stop for lunch. Lovely. Great mountain roads. One thing though you got to be a bit careful with is that they're resurfacing bits of it and there's gravel on the corners, which if we were going at all fast, which we're not, could be a problem. I'll tell you the other thing though, it's up in the hills there, it's all a bit cold, works up a nice appetite though, so we've stopped here at, well, some restaurant. This rather pleasant excuse for a little chef here in the mountains is typically Germanic and all rather kitsch. But as you go further east, there's the ever-present problem. Okay, so the problem, generically across eastern Germany, is they don't speak English, okay? So every single thing that you do, whether it's ordering a Fanta, which I really wanted a Diet Coke, but that really hasn't come to this part of town yet. Whether it's ordering one of those, or whether it's looking for directions, or whether it's buying a small estate. No, that understands what you're talking about. Obviously, there is only one English menu in the restaurant, which Sean has taken over. So Stephen and I will just quickly order while he's had about 4 hours to choose. I always have this adage, okay, wherever I go in the world, it's cheese and ham. Okay, wherever you go, cheese and ham. Now, I keep saying to Sean, don't eat the fish. But he loves fish. And he's going to get food poisoning sometime on this trip. I reckon Poland. Well, actually, I was wrong. It's going to be Prague. Anyway, another alternative to cheese and ham is goulash soup. Oh, good. Goulash soup is a traditional dish everywhere you go around here. And, this bread's like one of those skull foot inserts. It is, isn't it? Sure. It's got that, what are they called? Odour eaters, yeah. That's what it feels like. Anyway, goulash soup is fantastic. Normally. Result. Sort of spicy oxtail soup, really. As we plough through our delicious yet rather basic lunch, Sean's eating habits, as ever, start to annoy. He devours each mouthful as if it's his last, or there's some fella sitting next to him who at any moment is going to steal it, so he shovels it all in pronto. I'm not going to say anything this early in the trip. Oh, well, I might. Are you like that at home? Really, seriously? Shoveling away like a Dyson Hoover. Just watch this mouthful. Go on, be nice. Well, no, go on, no, you don't take so much on there. Okay. Go on. Yeah, but you've got to get the full flavour, don't it? Seriously, that's okay, alright? Now don't make sloshing noises now with your mouth. I'm not asking you to be sort of fey, you know. I'm just asking you to be just, you know, civilised. Are you putting that on? I don't know how your girlfriend stands you. So, elated to be alone again on the bike without the constant noise of Sean's mastication, we're riding the last 20 clicks into Gorlitz. The MZ is thudding along in its agricultural way, and I'm G'd up because I know the last few kilometres to Gorlitz are on the motorway, where surely I can get a bit of speed up. Don't believe the hype about no speed limits on the autobahns in Germany. There are very few now that have no restrictions, mainly because, as normal, everyone got overexcited and at the speed people were crashing, it was becoming incredibly unpleasant for the emergency services. The MZ is actually a joy on the open road and handles beautifully at high speed, well, except for a little weaving when you really push it. All too soon, though, the glorious little town of Gorlitz beckons. Well, we've made it to Görlitz. Now, Görlitz is a quaint and divine little town on the East German and Polish border, and it's famous for astrological clocks and sundials. Why this little town is famous for its sundials and clocks is a bit of a mystery, but since Görlitz has been here since the 9th century, perhaps the origins have got lost in the mists of time. Anyway, the most amazing sundial is here above the old pharmacy or Ratsapothek in the main square, which was ordered by a sundial fanatical mayor in 1550. You know, Görlitz is a lovely place. It reminds me of a kind of miniature Prague with a lovely little town square here, and the clock rather like the one in Prague. The only difference is there's only about 10 of us in the square. In Prague, there would be thousands. Apart from the clocks and sundials, Görlitz is home to some 60,000 inhabitants, and surely they don't know how lucky they are, living amongst these quiet town squares in their beautifully restored medieval and Renaissance buildings. Görlitz really is a must, especially before the millions of tourist companies realise it should definitely be on the mass market itinerary. Don't say I didn't tell you to come now, before it's too late. The two countries are separated by the River Neisse, with the magnificent Görlitz Cathedral on one side and the Polish medieval architecture on the other. And for those who can't make up their minds which side to be on, there's a lovely little restaurant in the middle. Well, not only is Görlitz absolutely lovely, it's also as far east as you can get in Germany, because this bridge here, right in the centre of town, separates Germany on this side with Poland on the other. 3 Eastern Germany is absolutely lovely, especially on a day like today. It's clean, it's safe, and there's this overriding feeling of sort of camaraderie. The people are so welcoming. I just wonder whether it'll be the same in Poland. Well, I really didn't think that Eastern Germany would have such a lasting impression on me, but it really has. As we head out of Görlitz to find the main road to Poland, I can't help feeling that this wonderful part of Germany will soon be changed forever. To discover it now is an absolute must. Let's hope Poland is as much fun.